So right now, there's an epidemic of failing life insurance agents. I get DMs like this every single day. I'm failing, I'm struggling, I'm not getting support, I'm getting chargebacks, I'm not making money. Can you please help me? And I'm making this video to share with you my story on how I was there before, how I was struggling, how I was failing, and I almost quit this business. But by the grace of God, I learned 3 things that changed everything. I went from struggling to my first year selling over $500,000 of life insurance. I profited, pure profit, over $176,000 my first year. And I went on to build in the last 3.5 years over $25 million life insurance agency. I don't know how I made it through, but there's 3 things that really, really helped me. And I'm making this video to be transparent. Agents are being lied to. And if you're tired of being lied to, if you're jumping in this industry and you're just searching for answers, this video is for you. Now, there's 3 things that I think that really impacted my journey as a life insurance agent. When I got started as an insurance agent, I thought I'm just going to pick up the phones, start selling life insurance and making money. I thought it was just a sales job. So I quit everything. I was 21 or 22 at the time. I was making 6 figures in a tree removal business. And I literally said, I'm not doing that. I'm going to make $200,000 plus selling insurance. So I signed up. With me being so naive, me being so young, and me not even factoring the cost of the risks that are associated with selling life insurance, I jumped right in. And I jumped in and I did not get the training or the support that I needed. The one thing that I think is playing into the epidemic of failing life insurance agents is not the leads, it's not the chargebacks, it's not the products that we're selling, it's the lack of training. And when I was in the trenches, I'll share with you the training that I got, and I'm going to share with you the training that I now implement to help over 80% of life insurance agents that work with me succeed. Now, the training that I got when I first got started was the core red flag. It was the reason why I struggled. I didn't have a script. I remember sitting there for days. I probably wrote out 50 different versions of the script because I was given an outdated script. In the first 30 seconds, the script that I was given when I first got started was, "Can I have your social?" I swear. And I was like, what is going on here? So I didn't have a script. I had a weekly group call, which was Monday, sometimes Wednesdays, and sometimes Fridays. And there was hundreds of people on the call. And then we had a Zoom room where everyone's like, good luck. And I feel like so many agents right now are in the same boat, right? There were so many times where like, I just want someone to listen to my call. I just want someone to listen to what I'm doing. What am I doing differently? And I had to sit in my lonely office by myself, looking out the window, wondering, am I going to make this work? And I was like, I don't know, because I don't know what I'm doing. And what I realized in this industry that no one talks about why agents are failing is because what is the core incentive for most life insurance companies and agencies? To recruit more people and just bring it in like cattle and herd you in, and then you're going to kind of spit out. And I've seen that this equation, this is what no one talks about. The equation of the life insurance business is get as many people in, and whoever sticks. But the lack of training is the reason why you are struggling. So I want to kind of give you the vice versa of things. When I finally started to learn, one of the biggest breakthroughs in my journey was actually training someone else that could duplicate my success. And the training that was required, and the training that I wish I had, that I would encourage you to seek after, is someone who's going to train you, whether it's in a group setting, every single day. What life insurance agents don't really understand, and what I didn't understand of what's required to succeed as an insurance agent, is the amount of volume of training required to make you good. I didn't really get good for my first 90 days. And that was because I did thousands and thousands and thousands of reps. Not just, here's the script, say this, and go out there and make money. No, thousands and thousands of reps. And the word that I've seen that makes our most successful life insurance agents are agents who are obsessed with getting better. And our training process that I've developed that has helped so many life insurance agents is that we're going to typically train for 2 hours in the morning. For your first 4 weeks are most crucial times. Your first 4 weeks, your first 30 days are crucial times for you to learn. You're going to train for 2 to 3 hours in the morning. You're going to jump on a Zoom room. You're going to listen to other people around you. You're going to unmute so you can be submerged in ultimately other people succeeding. And then you need fast feedback loops. The key to training is when you get off the phone, because John just hung up on you, you need to be able to say, hey, Miss Betty, or hey, manager, hey, upline who recruited me into this business, what did I do wrong? And they can tell you, hey, next time you need to change this, do this. Now let's role play it and let's go out there and try it again. But what happens is these companies and these teams become so diluted, so big, is that when you mess up, you have no one to help you change your behavior. And that fast feedback loop is the core reason that I almost failed. Because I went weeks and weeks and weeks making the same mistakes, making the same errors, wondering, what am I going to do differently? What am I going to do? And then eventually through just pure hell of me failing so many times, I like, okay, that worked. So let's do it differently. So the one thing that makes agents, the one thing that I think is contributing most to our epidemic of failing agents is the lack of training. So if you're struggling right now, you need to be seeking great training, right? Before you look at the leads, before you look at the compensation, before you look at, how much money you can potentially make, look at the training. Who is going to be in your corner? How are they going to be in your corner? And ultimately, what does it look like if you fail or you're struggling? What does that look like? And get that in paper, get that in verbal writing, get that before you get started so that when you actually need help, you could say, hey, upline, are you keeping your promises? Because I had so many unfulfilled promises, which were the reason why I was struggling as an insurance agent. Now, the second thing that was really, really difficult for me to learn, and I get DMs like this every single day, is I had to realize that I was a business owner, okay? Now, what's kind of crazy is I was sold on this dream, and you might be sold on this dream. Virtual sales, make money for home, and you're going to make all this money. Well, I suckered into that. And I literally thought I was going to get leads, call people, and make money, and that was it. And then I got my first chargeback. I was like, wait, what is this? And then I realized I had to start spending money, thousands of dollars per week on leads. I was like, okay, well, how do I manage my money? Then I got, money coming in, and then I had to figure out how to build a CRM because I was calling people off my cell phone. So there's so many different skills that I had to learn before I got started as a business owner. And when I was 21, 22 at the time, living at home, like I just bought a house with my brother at the time, I was like, I was not that talented at skills. And I was forced to grow. And why I see so many life insurance fail from my perspective is you're taking a guy that's in high school, that's never had a job before, getting them into life insurance business, selling them that, hey, you're going to sell life insurance and make all this money, but they have zero skills. So I want to share with you the 3 things that you need to learn skill-wise that help me go from making $0, failing, losing money, to having $10, $15, $20,000 months, $28,000 months profit as a life insurance agent. There's really 3 things that I had to learn. The first thing is, how am I going to get clients? Okay. Because what I was doing in the beginning and why I almost sold out is I was told to go to a lead store that the company hosted, and I was buying these 50-cent, $2, $6, tiered leads. And I was calling these people, and I was calling the worst leads ever. And I remember just like asking myself, like, these people don't know what I'm calling about. These people are being tricked. Like, how am I going to make money? And I used to go to my upline, true story. Like, these leads sucks. And they would tell me, well, keep buying more. And my business changed the minute that I learned what a good lead was. Someone who actually knew that I was calling for life insurance. Someone who's like, oh yeah, I did fill that out. So my business, I went from failing to struggling. I made one change, and that was learning how to run Facebook ads. Okay. I spent over $5,000, $6,000 for a course that didn't really help me out, but it gave me the skills to at least learn about what marketing was. And then I met my business partner who helped me understand how to generate leads on Facebook. So I would create Facebook ads. I would then go to the ad library. I would think about what other people are doing. I would copy that. And then I remember I got my first lead. I have a YouTube video on this. I created a casket ad. It's saying, if you want life insurance, you don't want someone paying for your funeral expenses, click this form and fill it out. And I was getting $8 to $10 leads. I was like, oh my gosh, I have a name, a last name, a phone number, and an email address of someone that clicked on my ad. This is game changing. And I remember by taking control of my lead source, I could then predict how many leads I'm going to get, who I'm going to talk to, and I didn't have to rely on vendors. So I used multiple vendors in the beginning. I was able to get out of what everyone was telling me. Everyone was telling me, buy leads inside of a store, buy leads, or go to this vendor. But the minute I started taking control of how I'm getting clients was the real reason that I could actually start building some profitability inside of my business. Now, I made money without taking control of my lead gen, but when you're going all day dialing people, getting hung up on, and not speaking to anybody, in my first 30, 60 days, it was the most discouraging thing I ever done. And the minute I started to seek, I had a really good lead vendor in the beginning, and then I also started to learn how to generate my own leads. That is when I can control, like, okay, I can actually do this. I can actually figure out what's going on here. Now, the second thing of being a business owner is that you have to learn how to sell people the right way. Okay. I was, again, told to sell and make money, but I didn't realize one of the core reasons that agents are failing right now is because they're just selling for the leaderboard. They're just making a policy. They're seeing 50,000 at AP, and they're still broke, right? That was me. I was selling $30,000, $40,000 of life insurance, and I was still broke, right? When I say broke, like I wasn't in debt, but I was like, where's my money at? And I hear this every single day. I'm making sales, I'm paying for leads, I'm closing deals, I'm on the leaderboard, but I'm still not making money. Why is this happening, Peter? And that is because you have to learn how to sell the right way to make money. Okay. What was never taught to me, kind of touching back on point one, is I didn't have good training on how to sell the right way. And the reason that I almost failed is because I was selling and then clients were canceling. I was selling, then clients were charging back. I was selling and clients weren't making their first payment. And I was like, where in the world is my money at? And you might be feeling that right now, because when you're desperate, when your bank account is going backwards and you're spending $30 on a lead, and that Miss Betty doesn't know if it's the right account number or checkbook, or she doesn't know if that's going to be, comfortable for her. You're just thinking, how can I make some money? Give it a shot because I'm desperate. And desperate people do desperate things. So I struggled. I was not selling the right way. I didn't know about placement. I didn't know about persistency. I didn't know how to sell a client for life. And once I made that shift, again, if you're thinking about quitting, look at your sales process. How are you selling? Are you selling people who are, number one, interested in your product? Number two, when you're selling the product, are you then also delivering on that product? And I'll talk about that in a second, but are you selling a good product? Are you making sure that they're going to be a client for life? Are you selling them just to make a quick buck, or are you just selling them just to sell them? And that is by selling based off of value. Typically, I had to also learn how to have a really good script. This script did everything for me. Script was, what had you motivated to start looking around for some life insurance? Why do you need this insurance? Who's stuck paying for your bail expenses? And most importantly, why do you feel like this is the right solution for you? And then I would go through that. I would take them through the same process. I would follow the same process over and over and over, make the same amount of dials, do the same work, do whatever I could to follow the same process. And through that, I started selling 2 to 3 policies every single day. So once I had good marketing, I had a good sales process, and then ultimately I was selling to get a client for life, I actually started making money, which is crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, I can actually sell something and people actually want it, and I'm actually seeing my bank account grow. Now, the third thing that they didn't talk about, and why I think so many life insurance agents fail, is the fulfillment side of things. Okay, I lost so much money, like $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, probably my first year, because I didn't care about this. I had this beautiful idea that I'm going to sell life insurance and it's all going to be good. When I get a chargeback, I don't need to pay for the chargeback because I'm going to go sell another policy. And my first year, the only reason I'm here today, the only reason that I am alive in this industry, other than the grace of God, is because I was a master on the phones and I could just outsell all of my problems. I literally would lock in and just sell for 12 to 14 hours straight. And through somehow not having a good customer acquisition cost, I sold enough business to outweigh my chargebacks. But if I could go back and if I could turn things over, if I could make more money, and if I could prevent myself from failing in this industry, I would make sure that when I sell a client, I'm going to service that client. I'm going to call them. Okay, Miss Betty, your payment's coming out in 3 days. Hey, Miss Betty, did you get your policy in the mail? Hey, Miss Betty, how's your family doing 3 months down the road? Hey, Miss Betty, 6 months on the road. Are you doing all right? But I didn't even think about that because I was coming from the frame of I'm a salesman, not a business owner. And my clients were not that important to me. So when I was lacking of service to them, they were failing. So what you need to do, and you need to look at, how are you treating your clients when they buy the policy? Is it just, yes, sir, thank you, ma'am, and let's move on to the next client? Or are you trying to serve them? Do you have a customer service team in place? Do you have a process and system in place that's going to make you have a client stick for 12 months, stick for 18 months, stick for 3 years? And what blows my mind today, I logged into my bank account and I have policies that are still paying me from 4 years ago when I was struggling. And it blows my mind based off the sales strategy that I was using back then, which was terrible compared to now, is that clients can stay for, I know they're going to stay for 8, 12, 24, 36 months because of the way I sell. So the big thing is that you're not becoming a salesperson, okay? You're becoming a business owner. And to be a business owner, not only do you have to have the skills of knowing how to get clients, knowing how to sell your clients consistently, knowing how to fulfill your clients, but you also need to have the character traits of holding yourself accountable. Why I think so many life insurance agents fail is not because they're not good at selling. It's because they don't have the skill sets or the character traits of being obsessed, of doing the hard work, of working every single day until your eyes bleed, working 6 days, 7 days a week to be a business owner. Okay, I want to be very clear. If you have one takeaway point, being a business owner is not easy. It's going to be the hardest thing, and this is what they don't want you to know. This is going to be the hardest thing you're ever going to do in your life. you're going to be sacrificing so much. And if you're not willing to pay the price of the sacrifice, you are going to struggle and you're going to hate this. So before you sign up as a life insurance agent, ask yourself, are you willing to make the sacrifice? Are you willing to grind? Are you willing to work more hours than ever? And if so, you're built to win. Now, the third thing I want to talk about, why I think life insurance agents fail. And I get the DM like, hey, Peter, do you do term? Or hey, Peter, do you do IULs? Or hey, Peter, should I do final expense and mortgage protection? I was distracted. And why I almost failed early on in my business is because I didn't know what to sell, how to fulfill on it. And ultimately, like there was just so many distractions in front of me. And the big thing that impacted my system was my compensation rate. Once I picked one product, I see this so many times, why I almost failed is I was getting like an 80% compensation rate on the final expense products that I was selling. And I was like, dude, why am I selling all this business but not making money? I was not making the money that I expected. So I got turned on to another IMO that gave me the same products at 110% compensation, just like that. In the next, 14, 12 days, I was selling the same product and I was actually starting to make money. So what happens is when you pick one product, you start to figure out the channel that you're going to acquire the client, which is, let's say it's paid ads, or you're going to go after inbound calls, or you're going to go after a lead vendor. Whatever it is, pick that one channel. Then you're going to go ahead and you're going to build your script. Not just a script that's going to be versatile for all different products, one core winning script that you're going to use that is proven, that has sales. Then from there, you're going to build a fulfillment process around that. How you're going to make sure that they're happy, how you're going to make sure that your clients actually fulfilled. Then you're going to make sure that you optimize your cash flow by picking the highest compensation rate to make your business work. And then from there, you're going to duplicate that. So what you'll be able to do is you're going to be able to build a system where you put money in, you do the work, you take them through the process, you get certain cash, and then you run your revenue statements and you make sure you're making money and then you reinvest into that. But if any of that is broken, if your lead gen is broken, if your sales process is broken, you're not closing at a 30% or 50% rate, if you're not closing enough leads or your close rate is down and you're not making money, that is probably why. Or if you go ahead and your fulfillment sucks, like all your clients are canceling, you're not going to make money. And if you're not making money, you can't reinvest back into the business. All of your efforts and your focus has to go to one product. And once you deliver on that one product, you're the best at that product. You are the best before you think about scaling, before you think about recruiting, is learn how to make money with that product. And I promise you, there's millions of dollars to be made in this industry. But the one thing that will prevent you from making money in this industry, if you're distracted, if you try to be great at everything, pick the one product, have the one channel, have the fulfillment process, and duplicate that over and over and over until it gets so boring that you're like, why am I doing this? That is when you don't change products. And we're still using one product after the 3.5 years of doing this. So guys, I just want you to know the real raw thing. I wish I would have saw this video when I first got started. I wanted to quit. I was like, why am I doing this? But until I had the right training, until I started thinking as a business owner, until I picked one product and went all in without the distraction of thinking about what else could I be doing, was the reason I started to earn income and started making the money that I want to be making as a life insurance agent. If you guys like this story and you want to join my team, I am hiring. I will give you the systems. I will give you the tools, and I will personally train you. There's a link in the description below if you made it this far. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Cheers.